Your set time has come in your life. Your set time has come. The word meaning, the appointed time. The appointed time. The appointed time. The appointed time is a time the whole world always struggle because it's not human being appointment, it's God appointment. When it is God appointment, He can find you even inside the toilet. He can find you in the bus. He can find you in the train. He can find you anywhere. When the appointed time comes, it always be a surprise time. A surprise time. Your set time has come. Your time of alarm has come. I know other people still asking, set time, set time. What do you mean set time? Set time, I give a very simple example. Like when you're waiting for time to wake up and you're not sure, you put an alarm. When the time, when to reach that particular time, the alarm will ring. Now that is a set time. Now, this one I'm talking about, God Himself has put alarm in your life. Now, the time it has come. The time it has come that the alarm that is ringing unto your life. What the meaning? For you to go to another level. I'll be explaining here. I think maybe the government will not like me, but I'm here to help them. There is a power that is beyond human being. There is a power that is beyond human being. Like we're talking about recently about the COVID, when it was very, 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 very hard. You have heard the medical doctors who had to be explaining. They say, this medication we put together from Caucasian, they are not expensive medication. This medication you can get it over the counter. You don't even to get a prescription to get them. But you can get them any pharmacy. But the problem is, even when you get them in a Zero hospital, there has no power. There has no power. It's even Catherine is holding a big pharmacy, but she have to get a Caucasian from WCC health facility. Though she have it, all the medication are inside that package. She have them on her pharmacy there in Zero. But she have to inquire the same medication to WCC health facility. As she have that revelation, understand that there's something special that was introduced inside the medication that made her, even herself, when had a challenge and the husband, it helped, it worked. This is the way, this is the power I'm trying to explain. That the power, if that power reach you, any human being, if you get that kind of power, that shows you can reach where you never reached before. You can do what you never done before. You can achieve what you never achieved before. You can climb any mountain that you never climbed before. Though this is the way I'm trying to explain. And now, when that particular power, when it's come upon human being, that shows the government has no power to stop it. There's no strong man like Michael Tyson can stop it. There's no strong woman that can stop it. It's only the one who invested power has a control in that power. This is the way I'm trying to explain to the people. They don't, maybe you do not understand the power that I'm talking about. That power, when God say that this is your time, there's no government, there's no strong man, there's no strong woman in this world can stop you to become who you want to become. I think this is the way I'm trying to explain. But the problem is the doubt in us has continue to play a big role in our life, make us to stand in one place. I said to you, 2 steps forward and 10 steps backward. 2 steps forward and 10 steps backward. No, it's not the way as children of God we could be. I told you, poverty is for everyone. But poverty is not a portion for a child of God. It's not wrong to start small, but it's wrong to remain small. It's where our major challenge is. It's not by hard working that we will become who we want to become. By listening and practicing God's instruction in your life. By listening and practicing God's instruction in your life. And for that, you don't need anybody. And yesterday I emphasized that your spiritual life does not involve your wife, does not involve your husband, does not involve your pastor, does not involve your brother, your sister, your parent, does not involve anyone. Your spiritual life is between you and your God only. Now, when you begin to involve a third person on your spiritual life, is where we fail. Because the third person does not know the secret between you and your God. How is your relationship? The set time it has come for those who have assigned for a long time working for him. Working for him is not only standing preaching the gospel. Many of us who standing preach the gospel, we are not even working for him. We are working for ourselves. Now, many of us standing here talking, but we are not working for him. We are working for ourselves. But when we begin to work for him, believe me, even in the last minute, he's going to show himself mighty to our life. It's not about the money that we have invested. It's not about how hard you'll be working. It's about the loyalty of your God. When you are a loyalty servant, like Mordecai, was so loyal, but was a gatekeeper, was a security gate for many years. And one secret that we did not know, Malehabi, one secret we don't know, and all of you are here, you did not know that Mordecai was the uncle of the queen Esther. The queen that was in the palace, the wife of the king, was a niece to Mordecai. And in fact, the king got Esther from the hand of Mordecai. But you see, Mordecai continued to work at the gate as a humble man until the set time came. Oh, is where we miss. I told another story of David. David Hobart was being ordained as the next king. But David did not go and fight that the current king to leave the place. David went back to the forest to wait for the set time. Is where our major problem is. When you are being appointed by God, you go and relax, waiting for the time. No, you must go back. What you are be waiting for, to wait for the right time, to the set time to come. And when that time comes, look, Mordecai, they already made a pole for him to be hanged. That was the final days for him. But how God works. He made the king to don't sleep, to remember Mordecai by saving the life of king. I don't know if we understand how the Bible works. I told you how God is very smart. How come that the king must only remember Mordecai that particular time when they already made a poll that Mordecai can be hanged? Question mark. Because that was the set time for Mordecai to be elevated to another level. Though I'll be explaining to you every day, but as Mordecai was one of the top people, because the uncle for the queen, but was not being acknowledged. He was very quiet and waiting, opening the gate and close. But when the time came, it was something else, because the same person who made him to be hanged is the one who was taking around the whole country, shouting behind him, elevated him. That when the right time comes, the set time comes, I know what I'm talking about. I'll talk about business people. Those 10 million we're talking about, it become nothing. Because I'm going to get serious tenders. And I'm not going to be looking for tenders. The tender will look for you. I told you, when I had a company in Botswana, all the tender I did never beat any tender. I received tender by phone call to the people that I did not know. And I give them the price 3 times than the people are fighting. They'll say to me, do the job. Is where I get the money to build the church. Because I'm very smart, I looked, if not God who give this, and he said to me to build the church, I could not go against his will, build my house. It's the revelation that you get that takes you. Like I told my friend Bishop Nkosi, when you catch a small fish, don't be in a hurry to eat it. Put in the hook and throw it again to attract the big fish. I know it's not easy, especially when you are married. The pressure. But God can help you to control the pressure. God can help you to control the pressure. God is there. He's the one who controls all. Though it's very important to understand that the higher you go, the challenge you face. But the challenge you face, you go to another dimension, like what happened to Mordecai. He did not against the Paul that was hanged. He could use me in Esther to say, tell your husband that they're going to kill me. But to call Esther, let us fast and pray. Because you cannot fight physically. I mean, he had a connection. Esther was there, the wife of a king. But to remember how, after fasting and prayer, how the table turned nicely. Esther said to the king, it was not the time the king must visit Esther, but he said, my king, if I can get a favor before you, to invite the king for a dinner. But don't come alone. You must bring Bishop Chichele along with you. Very smart. Very smart. He did not say, the queen did not say, Naaman is against my uncle. But he said, no, let Naaman follow you as a friend. And they went for the first, the second, the third day. And Esther is able to lay his request. It's not like Rachel in the hurry. I said, I want a husband. I want a husband. I want a husband. No. Esther, very smart. The king enjoyed the first day. The king enjoyed the second day. The king enjoyed the third day. The king was so moved. Said, what is happening to this woman? What do you want? I can even give you half of my kingdom. He said, no. I'm grieved. All of us will drift. By tomorrow, we're going to be killed. He said, a beautiful and sweet woman like this? Ah, no way. Who's that? Ah, Peter who is sitting next to you here. He's the one. Eh? And the big mistake Peter she made, when the king get angry, went outside. He went to sit next to the queen. Yeah. In the rules, you cannot sit the same chair with the queen. Hey, is that raise the matter? The king could not wait for 1 second and say, hang this man. You want me to take the queen from me? No, you don't understand how God works. When you read the Bible, take your time. Take your time. If you don't understand, read it over and over and over and over again. That to understand the revelation. Look, they did not fight directly to Naaman. God gave them wisdom just to invite the king. But the king, don't come alone, come with your prime minister. But he did not know the prime minister was already a trap for him. He was enjoying because he was being invited to the banquet with the king. I want to tell you something. If truly you serve a living God from the bottom of your heart, I know the trouble that you are going in. I know the challenge that you are through. It's just a step to take you to another level, if you believe. If you believe. It's just less than a centimeter to go to another level. But the promise is, the endurance is the one giving us trouble. We'll lose hope. We'll give up easily. We are so much in the hurry. I don't know. I mean, let me give you an example of Mordecai. Mordecai being the uncle of the queen. Okay, let's gauge. Let's give an example. Anik, she became a queen, married to a king. Can you allow yourself to continue to work at the gate as a gatekeeper? Can you see the challenge Mordecai went? No, because the Esther was the daughter to Mordecai, and by God's grace, they selected Anik from you. She became a queen. But you, the father, are still able to open the gate, people to go in and out. Now, even you are going to be thrust on to your daughter, look at, I'm your father who take you in this level, now become a queen. And now you're forgetting me, I'm still here at the gate. What? But because of the revelation that Mordecai had, he said, is not my daughter's issue, it's God's issue. It's where our challenge is. Is where our major challenge is. That you see, I don't disturb our church members. But if God wants them to do something for him, God will force them to do so. I mean, as I'm saying, I'm a God servant. I know people who are working diligently. When God asks me, I can say yes. This one, you must wait. That one is the right time. This one must wait. No, you don't understand how God works. I'm just giving you the revelation about the set time, how it works. You're working for God, not like expecting anything, but he's pointing every day. You don't understand. That you see, Mordecai had a revelation. He said, no, I cannot go to my... You know, to be a queen that time is not a wife today. You have a time that you are set to go to see your husband. If not your time, when you go to your husband's court, they kill you. That was the time, the kingdom. It's not like no. No, when your husband has become a king, you have a day and a time you go and visit your husband. If not your date, regardless how cold it is, you don't go there. You wait. But you see, because of the trusting God, praying, Esther able to approach the king with all risk, because the power of God was with her. Though it's very important to understand what I'm trying to explain to you here. You lack fighting physically. You have no muscles to handle physical battle. But a true child of God trusts in God. Regardless, your enemy is bigger than you. But you don't understand what the prophet Elijah told the servant. When he went out, the servant, he saw they surrendered them. Big armies. But when he came in, coming running, oh, master, we're finished. What happened? Oh, have you seen what is outside? No, they surrendered us. There's a powerful, powerful army. Every munition, they're there outside. They want to attack us. He said to him, I'll pray that the God I save must open your spiritual eyes, that must see those of us are greater than one against us. Though a true child of God, that you see yourself, you have noticed in our church, a demon will make some tricks playing. I'll say, leave him. When they leave him, we command the invisible. I always do that you must get the experience to understand that you have the invisible God. When I'll speak, you can see the demon will be listening. Even when I say, let him go, he can go. But when he reach at our gate, you can see the invisible begin to do their work. But until now, you still doubting. You still not believe what God has invested in us. If God can bring those special people, invisible people work with us, what God cannot do for you, what level God cannot take you, if you believe and you trust in his servant. That you see, when the demon make no, I'm so reluctant, you see like I'm joking, because I know the power of God is beyond. That the prayer I'm praying day after day, if God can be able to introduce even 1% this power to you in an area of your life, believe me, your struggle is over. There's a power. I know. That is God. Only those who trust in him can see his glory. Can see his glory. I know it takes time. I know it takes time. Mordecai, how long he stayed in the gate, waiting for the set time, opening the gate. They will shout of him. Especially Haman was so arrogant. Will shout of him. We shall see. We are going to hang you. But was cool. Was not panicking. Was not panicking. Was not fighting. He could not say, oh, I will tell my daughter to fix you. He said, no. He said to the daughter, our battle was not physical. Let us fast and pray. Our God will see us through. If really you trust that there is a God in heaven that brought you to life, that is giving you life today. Look, I had COVID, you're not dying. But people have money. People educated had COVID that day. Their money could not save them. Their education could not save them. So it's not because you are clever, you're still alive. It's only because you trust a living God. And that same God, if he can heal you from a deadly disease, he can still give you the money that you need. He can still give you the wife that you need. He can still give you the husband that you need. He can still give you the job that you need. He can still give you the business that you need. He can still give you the peace that you need. They call it impossible become possible. Let us read before I pray. Turn again to the book of Exodus chapter 14. Exodus chapter 14. You see, I'll be reading the same verse from last week until today. You see, reading the same verse. Exodus chapter 14. Verse 29. It read, but the Israelites went through the sea on the dry ground with a wall of water on the right and on the left. That day the Lord saved Israel from the hand of the Egyptian. And the Israelites saw the Egyptian lying dead on the shore. And when the Israelites saw the mighty hand of the Lord displayed against the Egyptian, the people feared the Lord and put their trust in him and in Moses, his servant. Though God will never come from heaven and bring your certificate, he delegate. How about he delegate? He delegate. He delegate. But you cannot receive from anybody that you don't trust. You only receive from the one you trust. The mighty hand of God. Yes, in our church you have seen the mighty hand of God. People get healed, people get delivered, people get saved, lives of people get changed. That is the mighty hand of God. You can see it. You think God only doing for them? No! God is just showing you that your packet is bigger than what he did to Mordecai. Mordecai was there as a gatekeeper. You are ushering. Other people are getting healed, getting delivered, but still in pain. But why my pain is still there? Why my challenge is still there? Why my difficulty is there? Yes. It's just showing you that when your time comes, you can still get double portion. You can still get double portion. Mordecai was not in a hurry to say, as I managed to push my daughter to become a queen, that is it for me. Mordecai, very smart. He did not depend on a woman being Esther. Mordecai continued to depend on God. The promotion did not come from Esther. The promotion came from God. Because what happened? Is God who touched the heart of the king to remember the person who had saved his life. It's not, it came through Esther. It came from God himself at the right time came. It came from God himself at the right time came. Is it your right time? Is it the right time has come to you? Mordecai, the right time came where they already made a poll for him to be hanged. You think that was the right time? Yes, indeed, that was the right time. When trouble comes, when things become very tough, unbearable, a true child of God, you must remember there's something great behind that pain. The same way like women with labor pain. I said to you, I'm bringing the certificate on Sunday. It's a supernatural certificate. I already have certificate in my hand. I saw some names, but other names they don't understand where they're coming from. But I cannot change because this is your certificate. I'm bringing them on Sunday, on the 19th of June. I'm bringing the certificate. And those certificates do not come from me. I'm only a messenger. I'm coming to deliver the certificate. Even Pastor Tomo, if your time to receive the certificate, that doesn't matter you are in the Philippines, your certificate will reach you. It doesn't matter because I'm a friend for Mrs. Moore, I'll give him the certificate. No. The certificate, it will be coming from heaven for you. I'm only carrying the certificate. I cannot change the name, and I cannot stop you to receive the certificate, even though I don't like your face. If it's your set time, there's no power on earth can stop you. I said to you, even the government can change the law because of you. Can change the policy because of you. When that time comes, it's an unbearable time. It's a time everyone under this earth cannot stop that power. It happened to Mordecai. It happened to David. The brother wanted to stop him. I said, what you are asking for? Evil boy. I said, what they said, if somebody kills this uncircumcised Philistine, they say, oh, a beautiful girl is there. It's going to be your wife. And he never tell them that it's going to go. He went and he tell the commander, say, I want to kill this man. Eh? Are you sure? Thank God for that commander listening to him. You see, in the forest where I stay, taking care of the sheep of my father, when a lion or a bear try to touch, I'll run after them and I'll tear them by hand. Eh? A lion? Yes, I do so. I don't think so. This uncircumcised Philistine can stand that kind of power. The commander said, let's go. He take him to the king. I said, King, I want you to hear the story of this young man. And how they told the king was shocked. He said, eh? But he looked at the young boy. He said, he's too small. When you look at the tie of this man, because he himself or the king was afraid to stand before Goliath. He said, yes, I can make it. And the king said, the boy is going to die. Let me give him my best coat. Even when they send a spear, he cannot reach him, cannot die. And when he tried, he said, no, I cannot use this. Like I told my friend Madiko, I say, we cannot go to physical court. We're going to lose. The experience, Mohali, you don't know how experience I have in this journey. I said, Madiko, we cannot go to physical court. We're going to lose. Let me take the matter higher. David had the confidence that if God give me the power to silence the lion, that was the training for me. That shows this Philistine has come. Is my set time has come to go to another level. When we hear the statement of both of them, the statement of the Philistine, Goliath. Maybe you don't know the Philistine I'm talking about because you don't read the Bible. I'm talking about Goliath, that the Philistine, uncircumcised Philistine. That is Goliath. When you hear the statement of Goliath and when you statement of David, you can see the statement of Goliath is based on the natural. He said, you, a small boy, I will tear you and throw you to the bed of the forest. But David said, no, I come to you in the name of the Lord that I save. That David told Goliath, you, the God that I save, he's going to show you, I'm going to hold your head in my hand. I've seen my ancestors crossing the Red Sea. You don't understand. I see my ancestors crossing the Red Sea in a dry ground. David is still the descendant of Moses. It's the same people. Though you must remember where God picked you yesterday. What God did for you yesterday. And when trouble comes, that make you back to your mindset. If you can do it yesterday, today you can still do more. David said, if able to size the lion in the forest, what about you, Goliath? The same God that I trusted in the forest, the same God I'm trusting now. And even the dream began to come back. I said, now, I already ordained as a king. My time has come. The set time came for David to go to the palace to learn how to become a king. But it did not go easily. Goliath must be there first. Goliath is your sickness, your disease, your trouble, your rejection, your disappointment, your failure. It's Goliath. Depths all over the world. I've been there. The time has come. The time has come. The time has come. A set time. It has come. Now you have to travel with a very rough condition to rush to South Africa. That was your Goliath. But I was able to strike it down. The set time has come. That man is running off from you. He's coming back. He'll come and settle. You are not a bad woman. In fact, you are a very cool woman. You don't talk. But why men are running away? It's Goliath. It's Goliath. It's Goliath. But when you struck him, that time comes. I've been in this journey for many years. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen lot of impossible. My God made it possible.